It isn't often that you get a behind-the-scenes look at a private garden created by one of Melbourne's top landscape designers. This striking garden in Kew, Victoria, is a beautiful example of how a great design can soften the urban landscape. The talented landscape designer behind this garden is Betsy Sue Clark. What an incredible space.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, when you first met the owners, what did they want from the design?
They had an eclectic art collection inside, and they really felt like they had absolutely no connection whatsoever between inside and outside, because that's the nut of it, is that you won't come outside unless you can feel that you've got to come out and explore something more. And this little space here, while they were using it, it was really only such a tiny space and it didn't lead to anything. So it was about creating connections to the rest of the garden.
And this living wall is just amazing.
It's spectacular, and the reason for that really was we had two grey walls that were enclosing this space that felt quite almost institutionalised. And this just gave that focus of green, and it goes for 2 stories, so they can see it from everywhere. As we worked through bringing art into the garden, the owners got a bit bolder. And that was when we decided, OK, we need a little bit of shade over the pizza oven, let's do something really bold. And the client felt quite connected to the Indian bean tree. So then we created this sculptural Indian bean tree.
And it doesn't need watering, doesn't need maintenance.
No, and it ages, it's ageing differently all the time. So that rust colour is changing all the time. The beans make a sound. It's a really interactive sort of sculpture.
And I love the little practical touches, like the chooks out the back.
Well, you have to live here, don't you? And there were things like having a productive garden that helped one of the owners really feel like they had something to put in, you know, that they could bring something into the home and really connect with that. And the chooks are the same, you know, so they've always had chooks. It was just a natural thing, it had to have a home.
So if you'd like to take a sneak peek behind the garden fence at this Betsy Sue Clark design garden, then make sure you get along to Garden Design Fest, which runs over 2 weekends, the 12th and the 13th of November and the 19th and 20th of November. Now, this is just one of 30 incredible gardens that will be open to the public. So make sure you get along to support a great cause, because all of the proceeds go to charity and you'll get a chance to see some of Melbourne's best gardens.